Subtle signs she's trying to seduce you. How many times has it happened to you when a guy and a female converse for a long, the lady keeps throwing signs of interest his way, and they all fly right over his head? We don't have specific figures on how frequently this occurs, but it's a lot. It's likely occurred to you as well. This information is essential if you don't want to become a statistic. Here are some telltale signals that a woman is attempting to seduce a man. So you're not familiar with the signs? Some of you reading this may be a little puzzled at the idea that girls are sending them signs they're interested in them. Well, it's true, a lot of girls will subtly hint at their romantic interest in you in various ways, from laughing at your jokes to more overt actions. Sadly, men don't really go through basic training in the nonverbal communication of sexual intent. As a result, they miss a lot of signs a woman likes them. Luckily, there's a way to learn about these signs and how to notice them, reading this guide right here. She touches herself. One of the easier signs to watch out for when talking to a girl is the way she touches herself. No, we don't mean it in an overtly sexual way. Rather, it's far more graceful and subtle. Namely, when a woman is interested in you, she'll be more likely to lightly touch the area between her breasts and her clavicle. 9 times out of 10, she'll be stroking this part of her with her fingers ever so gently. But why would she be doing this? In most cases, it's an under-the-radar way of turning you on. After all, she's basically pointing at her breasts, or the nearby area, with her finger. It's a pretty clear signal. So next time you're talking to a girl, pay attention to her body language. If she's touching her body more often, be it a hand, her clavicle, or anything else, that's a good sign. However, it isn't a guarantee that she's into you, so don't charge into serenading her if she's just touching parts of herself. It's a good indicator, but keep watching for other signals too. She touches you. Her touching herself is a fine sign that she wants your attention. But her touching you is even more reliable. It means she's getting physically close enough to intrude on your personal space. Therefore, she's letting you into hers. Mind you, a simple brush of the arm or back isn't what we're talking about here. That's nice and all, but not strong enough of a signal. However, if she puts her hand on your chest, leg, or anywhere near your groin, that's a great sign. By that point, she feels comfortable enough with you to send clear signals of her sexual interest. If you see a woman trying to touch you like this, it's a clear enough sign of attraction for you to be more confident in your advances. From this point on, you can be a little bit more open about your intentions. Ask her out, get to know a little more about her, make plans to do something together. Don't go in for the kiss yet though. There's a lot more to this dance, and you're just getting warmed up. But hey, at least now you know you're dancing in the first place. She talks about sex. With all these tips in mind, you might be poised to look at the way a girl moves and pay no attention to what she says. But that would be a massive mistake. Not only is it creepy and rude when conversing with someone, but you also miss out on other crucial signs to look for in a girl that likes you. She'll sprinkle in these tiny hints all around the things she says to you. In case you miss the more nuanced signs, a girl will often start sending bigger signals. One of these signals is talking more about sex, or at least talking more openly about it. It may start out as a passing mention of something sexual. After a while, she'll make more than a passing mention of it, insisting on increasingly personal questions. What's the point of this, you ask? Well, the logic behind it is that it keeps reminding you of sex. So while you have sex on your mind, you're also talking to her. That creates a subconscious association between the two in your head. While it isn't the most subtle tactic in the world, it definitely is clever. Plus, it gets the job done, as long as the guy is at least somewhat perceptive. She shows you some skin. If talking about sex doesn't quite cut it for seducing a man, some girls will spend more time trying to catch your interest. In case talk doesn't work, she might get a little more visual. She won't strip for you, so don't get your hopes up. Instead, she'll do something more subtle, so much so that you might not even think it's on purpose. For example, if she leans forward to pick up something, she might stay in that position just long enough for you to see her cleavage. She won't yell for you to look or anything, but she'll show the goods overtly enough to catch your attention. You can tell that she wanted you to see a little extra because she doesn't conceal herself immediately. Trust us when we say that she doesn't do it by mistake, she knows when she's revealing a little too much. She's signaling that there's more than a good chance she'd like you to ask her out. If you see a girl doing this in your presence, it would be best not to make a big deal of it. Just notice it and take it as a potential green flag. She waits for you at the end of the night. The biggest fun of seduction is drawing out the tension as long as both of you can bear it. The whole time you spend together is a kind of foreplay for the mind. If she's willing to stick around for long into the night, you can rest assured that she's ready to take the next step with you. So if you're out partying or drinking and she doesn't fake an emergency phone call from her female friends, she's most likely committed. This, in tandem with some or all of the signs above, is as clear a sign as can be.